everybody. Welcome to our first episode of Title Talk. Title Talk is going to be a weekly show. We're going to do it once a week. It's going to be interview format. We're going to bring you local professionals and entrepreneurs in the Miami, South Florida, Central Florida real estate market. People that work in the market. They're not in the ivory tower. They're down in the trenches. They see the trends. They see what's happening. They speak to realtors. They are realtors. They're brokers. They're closing agents. They're mortgage individuals. They're inspectors. They're insurance people. Anyone who touches on the real estate market and helps us do the things we need to do to help you get to the closing table is going to be a guest of ours. And our first guest today, I'm proud to have him on the show, is my very dear friend, Jesus Castanon. He's the principal broker at Real Estate Empire. It is a mega real estate company in Miami. It may be, and I'm touting, I could be bragging, but it may be the largest privately owned real estate company in Miami. So obviously, there's a lot of real estate companies in Miami, but Real Estate Empire is local.
Sounds fancy.
Sounds fancy. It's local, it's homegrown, and it's owned by Jesus and his wonderful family. Jesus, it's great to have you on the show, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us.
And Title Talk is taped in front of a live studio audience. In case you hadn't noticed, we spare no expense.
Under 90 degrees.
Jesus is happy about the show lighting. So, Jesus, tell us a little bit first about Real Estate Empire.
Well, I'd like to say we're a brokerage that's catered towards the realtor. When the first thought popped into my head of getting into real estate, it was never I wanted to be the best realtor. I wanted to have the best company to cater towards the realtor. So everything that we do, every seminar that I potentially go to, every book that we read, anything that we do to get us better is to get the agent better. So, 7-day-a-week support. We're available literally every day of the week. I mean, we're human, we sleep, but it's something that we know how difficult it is to break into this real estate market, and we try to walk the realtor through from A through Z. So who we are is we're a company that I think we're big enough right now to have all the infrastructure that any of these big companies might possibly have. We have all the technology, all the support, fancy title company, in-house lenders, we have the whole thing, but we're still small enough that everybody has my phone number. We have the whole staff is available 7 days a week for that support. So I think we're in a sweet spot right now as far as size is concerned to really cater to any realtor, and offer any possible infrastructure that any of these bigger companies might have.
How many agents do you have, President?
We're over 250 right now, climbing pretty steadily. We should be at 300 very soon.
In terms of your career in real estate, which you've been in the business how long?
I think 18 years now. That's all I've ever done, pretty much.
If you had to say or define a role model, who's been your role model professionally?
It hasn't been a role model in the business per se, I think I surround myself by people that are very similar to me, have the same goals and aspirations. I'm not here to toot your horn, but you're definitely one of them. So I have several friends and young professionals like myself that we learn from each other and we feed from each other. So I don't necessarily have a role model that I necessarily look up to, but I think my friends and people that I do business with really serve more as a guide. Hey, what's working for you? And and we kind of feed off each other. And this is an ever constantly changing business. It's a business that things I heard something today at the office. One of my agents brought something up I hadn't heard in years. It's a trend. It's constantly changing, and you gotta have those connections, and you gotta have, I guess, those friend role models per se.
And it's funny you mentioned trends. What are some of the changes or trends that you think we're going to see taking hold of the Miami or South Florida real estate market in 2018? Right
now, what I'm seeing a lot of is these first-time home buyers. I'm seeing the luxury market might potentially be slowing down a bit. Even though this January we're seeing a lot of action, but anything FHA limits and under is really on fire. It's definitely a seller's market. At 450 and under, I'm seeing 2 or 3 offers on a property. The property is really hot. Properties under that are really hot, getting a lot of action.
You mean $450,000?
$450,000 ish, and under. We're seeing a lot of movement. And it has to do a lot with the Brickell areas and the beach areas are very, they're very dependent on the, political climate in, X country. And and that flight capital coming in and purchasing properties, potentially overpriced. But when it comes down to, I guess let's call it inland, you depend on salaries, you depend on FHA limits, you depend on just the workforce, and that's really the most powerful pushing force in all of the United States. But again, I'm seeing it as in Miami and in Florida as a whole that 450 and under, we're strong. All the signs and all the smart people are saying that we still have several years to go. And you never know. It could end tomorrow, but that's the way real estate is. But right now, all the signs are looking towards this being a phenomenal year, record-breaking year for us as a company. We ended last year with a bang, but it's everything seems to be really coming together. I hope that all these changes for the condo market, for FHA and the condo market, are gonna come out soon, because we're having an issue with inventory. It's a crazy thing where we have a million condominiums out there and people can't buy them because they're not approved FHA. So once these guidelines, they've been saying it for a while, since Obama. They've been saying it. All right, Obama signed it off, and okay, it's coming to fruition. Once a regular person could come in and buy an FHA condo with 3% down, we fix the inventory issue, and we just get a lot more people into affordable homes. The condo market, I think, is going to increase. So if anybody's going to invest in anything, I would say it would be condominiums right now, because once FHA, right now they got to put 10%, 20% down. Once FHA comes in, they got to put 3% down. What does that do to the market? It should increase the condo market. So I just went on a rant and I forgot the question.
Right. If we listen carefully, there was an answer in there. And the reality is it was a wealth of information. So we appreciate that. Now tell me, there's a lot of talk about cryptocurrency. Right. And we're running low on time, but I want to get your thoughts. What do you think about cryptocurrency? Are we really going to see real property being traded exclusively with cryptocurrency, in the near future?
Look, maybe, and it's very possible. I always say I was born just smart enough to do real estate. All right, and it might be possible that that's just a little bit over my head. I see a lot of smart people talking about it. I personally don't get it. I don't even think it's worth me even saying why I don't get it, because that might make me sound stupid. Right? But at the end of the
day,
right,
honesty.
But at the end of the day, no, I personally don't see it being something realistic right now. I just don't. But again, there's smarter people out there saying that it is. I see it as a potential bubble. But I don't want to go on record saying that, because maybe next week, it's people are buying houses with it. So I guess I'll reserve my official answer on that.
All right. And so if we were sitting here a year from now, talking about what a great year it was for Empire, what would you say would have been your biggest achievement this year?
I think as a company, I look at sales and yes, I look at, has our average price, increased, and all those things are important, and they're important for the bottom line. But, I'm proud to say that as a company, we make a lot of sacrifices, and we reinvest, whatever capital it is to make the company better, to make it a place where it's just better service for our agents. So if I'm proud of anything, I'm proud of obviously increased sales. I think we had a phenomenal year. Again, our average sales price increased by tenfold. All those things are important because we're here to make money, of course. But if I'm proud of anything, if there's anything I'm proud of, by far, is that I think our service, our infrastructure, our systems within the office to assist these realtors in getting off the ground in this first year. Guys, look, I worked at, Century 21. I worked at Prudential. Prudential was, one of the biggest real estate companies back then. I didn't close a deal in the first year. So I always said, I got into this business to start a company. That's what the goal always was. So I said when I start a company, I want to make it so that it's, dummy proof, or I want to make sure that everything is explained, repetitively. I mean, we're redundant in our explanations. You go through the training, and then we're still walking you through the deals from A through Z. So yeah, we have literally trainings every single day in the office, literally. But that's not enough. If you train somebody very well, but then they, for 30 days, 40 days, and then day 31 or 41, you tell them, hey, you're on your own, you still have somebody who's lost. You really have to walk the person through. So I think that where we are better than anybody, and I hate to toot our own horn on it, but I feel very confident, we're better than anybody in walking you through the deal. Once you've gone through the training, we're still there with you for that first offer. that first negotiation with the realtor, you're never alone. So if there's anything that I'm proud of, is absolutely 100%, just our service towards the realtor and just being there for the realtors. Because again, I was a realtor. I'm not as active as a realtor anymore. I'm more on the brokerage end of it. But I know how it is. I know how frustrating it is. And when I get a call, just last thing, when I get a call on a Friday, and I just sat down for dinner and maybe potentially a drink. And I'm tired and I just want to relax, and I get a call from a realtor. I answer it. I answer it because I know that they've been working on that deal for 3 months. And if I don't get to them, I don't answer that, they might have the client in front of them right now. They might lose 3 weeks of work. So I'm conscious of that. And that's why, we go out of our way to make sure that everybody is taken care of, and 7 days a week we get that support. So,
well, you heard it here first, guys. If you're buying real estate, if you're selling real estate, if you're an agent looking to get into real estate, please reach out to Real Estate Empire. How do they reach you? What's the phone number?
305-592-1588. That's the office number.
Website?
It's realestateempire.com.
www.realestateempire.com. Check them out. They do a great job.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Tune in next week. We'll have another guest for you. Rich Barber at Title Talk.